Alright, so I still ended up having a little bit extra. Like I said, did I mention having more is better? So what I'm going to do is I have this cute little sign, "Thou shalt not whine," which I like. And I might want to make more of those. So I'm going to take some Vaseline, because I'm pretty sure this is made out of plaster. That was one of the great things I learned from Mike. I'm going to go ahead and rub this in here, because I don't want it sticking to it. I'm going to get all the edges. Again, this can be washed off of this item at a later date. But this will allow me to make this wasn't in Mike's video, so I'm just making this part up as I go. It just seems to make sense. Again, I'm going over all the edges. Plaster's a bugger. Everything absorbs into that and you don't want it to stick, so I'm coating all the edges. Okay, coated all the edges. I'm going to wipe my hands off. Yay for paper towels. Now, I did fill up in a lot of ways the words on that little sign, "Thou shalt not whine." So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush that I was using earlier to fill in the spots on the breast things. And I'm going to try to clear those out a little bit. I'm just going to wipe them out on here. Like I said, this will wash off, so we're good. I'm just making sure this is coated because it's porous, because I'm pretty sure it's made out of plaster of Paris. And I'm wiping off the brush. Maybe I should move this so you can see. I'm going through here and I'm taking out the stuff that's coated into the letters. Like I said, there's no reason to have excess. You just want to make sure it's coated, and that's what I'm making sure I'm doing. Clearing out the letters with the Vaseline. I got this off of one of Mike's videos on the YouTube there for making molds. In case you ever run into anything that you'd like to duplicate. I'd love to give this sign to a lot of my friends. "Thou shalt not whine." No complaining. And right now, like I said, all I'm doing is I'm getting the excess Vaseline out of all the letters here. Towels can be washed. Paintbrushes can be washed. If you leave the Vaseline in here, obviously it's not going to capture the letters. Apparently I might have been a little obsessive about it. Wasn't my original goal, but I hate wasting stuff, so because I watched the videos that they showed on how to make molds, very similar to one of the ones like this, I thought, what the heck? I wouldn't mind having this extra sign. I'll pass this along to anybody else who has breast cancer. Don't whine, go do something about it. Be a part of the process. Be a part of the solution. Don't be a complainer. They don't know, actually. Nobody has any proof of what causes breast cancer. Hereditary, maybe. Non-hereditary, doesn't run in my family. No guarantees. Like I said, I'm just going to get all the excess out of the inside of the letters so that it doesn't stick to this when I take it off. Okay, I think that's a good done deal. I'll watch this later. Got a shoe box here, because heaven forbid I bought a new pair of shoes today. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. Upside right. You see that? I'll slide it back over when I'm done not leaning it. And they do have some other things in there creating barriers around it so you don't have to use as much, but with the leakage that I'm having over here, well, I'm thinking I'm going to have a good old time. So we'll start with the leakage, and I'm just going to go ahead and dump that on there. Again, don't forget you're going to deal with air in the pockets and whatnot. I may come back to more leakage from that one over there. Let's get the bulk off of this. Capture more. Now I want to point out something to you that Mike mentioned in his videos. Where is my spoon? Oh, my fork. I was certain that I had mixed this quite effectively, but as I get down to the bottom, I can see some white here, so you can see I didn't necessarily get it all, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I can to stir it up first. It's already getting a little bit curish, thick. I'm sure it'll be fine. Like I said, none of this is an exact science. And what I'm doing is I'm pouring it over the "Thou shalt not wine" sign in hopes of making an impression so I can make my own "Thou shalt not wine" sign. Maybe this will be a huge thing for a future. Like I said, better to have too much than not enough. So my main goal here is to pour it directly over the sign. I'm trying to do that right now. Got a little sloppy, but I'm trying to work with what I got. I'll have my famous producer, videographer here. I'll show you a picture of it after I'm done. So you can see where we're at. And then we'll look at the results tomorrow. Even it's usable or it's not usable. It's not a big deal. This is just extra stuff, so what the heck. When I'm done with this, I'm going to go take this bowl and my fork and I'm going to go hose it off. Hopefully it'll all come off. If it doesn't, wow, it's $1 bowl and a fork that I don't use normally anyways. Shocking. I guess maybe this stuff does smell a little weird. It's okay. I need something more flat that's going to address all the stuff on the bottom of it. Any suggestions, honey, for getting the rest of that off? Like a spoon?
Chuck it.
A shovel? No, I need more.
You done?
Can you give me that shovel? No. Conveniently have a small child shovel here. Like I said, if I don't have enough, it's not the end of the world, but if I have enough, whoo. Used to have a thing called a child sheeter back in my grandmother's day. I should have one of those out here. I didn't, but that's okay. But you can see where they talk about how you think you mixed it all, and there's some mixed color where I missed not mixing it. I think it'll still be fine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and give you a close-up of what this looks like. Again, this is very sloppy on my behalf. They definitely have some expert videos on Mike's website, but I just want you to have an idea, just because I had something extra to do. If you would like to go ahead and take, I'm not going to lean this over because I don't want to lose it. This is thickening up right now, and I just added it to something I happen to have sitting around. And we'll see how that works out tomorrow. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. It was just extra. And it's slowly curing, and we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. And who knows, I'll end up with an extra sign, "Thou shalt not whine." That would be awesome. Remember, it's the underside, not the outside, that matters. And we'll talk to you after this stuff is all done curing. So thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.